Hello and welcome back to another episode. Today we are going to talk about a very prevailing matter, a matter of the voiceless. How people are negating this matter and how this matter is all the very more pertinent in today's society. We over here have a life coach as well as an advocate as well as an animal rights activist, and she tries to speak for the voiceless as much as possible. We over here have Ayeza Saiba. Assalamu alaikum, Ayeza Saiba. How are you?
Alhamdulillah, I'm fine.
Ayeza, first of all, starting off with the most pertinent matter that right opposite to Data Darbar, they demolished the whole bird market. What is your take on that?
Well, I think it's a horrible event that has happened in Pakistan's history, I think, for the first time. And it's deplorable. And I think there should be a very strict inquiry in actually what happened over there. Because there are, obviously, the government is denying any such incident has happened. But I think that a proper judicial inquiry should be given in this matter and find out what the real facts are on the ground.
But we heard that, according to LDA, the shopkeepers were warned earlier of the demolition that this is going to happen. So, do you think that the government should have played more part on their niche, or do you think the shopkeepers should have adhered by that?
Even if the government had given prior warning, still the way the operation was done is obviously illegal. Even if the shopkeepers were informed and they should have taken out the birds, if that is the case, even then, if the birds were still inside, how can they punish the birds for something that the shopkeepers did? The,
But we saw that LDA statement was that they were also sharing videos of birds being evacuated from the place.
we went to the place of incident and talked to a lot of eyewitnesses. The shopkeeper said that only the shops that were right in front of the where the operation started, they were evacuated, but all the rest of the market, they were simply bulldozed, and no evacuation took place because it was 4 a.m. and most shopkeepers did not make it to the site on time. So all the shops were locked. People had put their birds and animals overnight, fed them, and then went home. They were asleep when this operation took place. So nobody was able to evacuate their birds or animals. People showed the videos of their dogs and cats and birds, all kinds of birds, even hens. So they were bulldozed and obviously buried inside the rubble.
Then there's another narrative right now on social media too regarding the caging of birds, the caging of animals. What's your take on that?
Obviously, as an animal right activist, we strictly deplore this act of caging the birds. So I think that no bird should be in the cages. You can hear the parrots outside my window. These were some of the birds that were given, abandoned by someone who was going to Germany. And he said that these are my birds, and he kept them in cages, and they were born in the cages. So I thought, no, but nobody was taking them on. So I built this big aviary outside my window, and I kind of shifted them over there because I think wild should be in the wild. No bird should be in the cages because Allah gave them a gift of flight. So if you deny them that, then obviously it comes in cruelty. You are denying them a natural pattern of behavior. So no bird should be in the cages, and all wildlife should be in the wild.
So, would you also be against the concept of zoos, which are all around the globe? It is not just pertinent to Pakistan, but zoos operate all around the globe.
I have two things that I want to clarify. One is the purpose of zoo for conservation. Like in Pakistan, the wildlife department is very poorly handled. And many wildlife species are going extinct in the wild because they are poachers, they are hunters, and the wildlife department is unable to check that. So some species are going extinct in the wild. So if they put them in the zoos like the chinkaras or the black deers or something, maybe that is one way of preserving them and stopping them from going extinct. But if you want people to get entertainment out of watching some exotic bird or exotic animal in the zoo just for the sake of entertainment, then we are strictly against that concept, and that concept should be completely, it's an obsolete concept, and it should be abolished. There should be no zoos for the entertainment of public. People have different alternates, like we can have 3D models if children want to get education or people want to see. But if you take children in some zoo and they watch the misery of captivated animals, then this is no entertainment for anybody like who loves animals.
Hunting is considered a sport all around the globe, and people love hunting. People love doing hunting, and there are even bids for hunting. Would you also be against hunting and against the sports of hunting?
What do you think?
Yes.
As an animal right activist, obviously, we strictly condemn hunting for sports. Like at one point in maybe human history, hunters was something that was a necessity. Yes. And something like courage was associated with the term hunter, because he used to hunt and in difficult circumstances and provide for his family. But now, if you say that hunting is a sport, and there is no comparison between what you are doing, and you are an armed person sitting somewhere miles away from that animal, and there's this one animal that is completely vulnerable. He has no weapons to defend himself, and you simply take a shot and kill him. So where is the glory and the courage in that act? So there should be no hunting. But there is a debate among these circles, even in the wildlife conservation circles that we move, that sometimes if you do some hunting for conservation, like you kill the alpha male of the herd, then that paves way for the other males to mate. And if the old alpha is there, he will not let the other males mate. So there are scientific logic to sometimes explain why sometimes hunting should be allowed. But we are deadly against it, and I don't think there should be any hunting for just for the fun of this.
We have seen that several of Pakistanis are very much disturbed by the stray dogs. And we see that there's also a legislation on it regarding not killing of the stray dogs. But we also see the videos on social media in which we see people killing and outrightly just vanishing and making sure that the stray dog is dead. So, do you think in all of this aspect, the government has to play a role, or animal rights group activism has to play a role?
I think both have a role to play, because the NGOs or the activists can play a huge role in spreading awareness. Like this legislation you mentioned, this is the first time in the history of Pakistan that this legislation was made to not kill street dogs and go for TNVR, which is trap, neuter, vaccinate, and release, which is the recommended policy of the WHO. And it is the only method that has worked in several countries in reducing the population of street animals. So, in Pakistan, for the past 75 years, the only method that government could think of for protecting the society from stray dog was killing them by poisoning or by shooting. So both methods are failed systems, because if they worked, then there would be no more stray dogs in Pakistan right now. So they failed in doing that. When they use poison, which is a very dangerous kind of poison, strychnine, that they use to kill street dogs, that strychnine never goes away. If the carcass is thrown in the garbage, then people come and get their what they say, manure from that place. And if the carcass is buried in the ground, then that poison goes in the water streams. So that was a huge environmental hazard and health hazard. So that was a failed system. Shooting allows people to see what you are doing, and you give a very negative message to your younger generation. Like if you say there's a problem and you tell people to go and just kill that person or a dog creating the problem, then you are telling your younger generation that if even if there is a scientific solution for something, you can just use violence and kill the person and the problem will be gone. So this is a very negative message that you can give your younger generation. And obviously we have been fighting against fundamentalism for so long in Pakistan. So if you want children to be more compassionate, kind, then you have to teach them to deal with issues in a very humane way, not just to simply remove an issue by violence. So I think government should also refrain from killing street dogs because it has never worked before and it will never work because it's a scientifically failed system. So the new policy should be implemented in letter and spirit because that is a scientific model how you can eventually reduce the overpopulation of street dogs. Otherwise, dogs are not wolves. People should not be afraid of simply street dogs that are most of the time hiding in corners and avoiding human beings. So sometimes when the dogs get together and form a kind of a mob, they are they can be a danger to the society. But otherwise, the normal sea dogs, they are afraid of human beings. They don't intend to harm any human being.
Perfect. Lastly, Ayeza Sahaba, you're a mother, you're an advocate, you're an animal rights activist. So, what brought you into animal rights activism?
My son, because he was a chronic animal lover.
Okay.
And for a long time, we avoided keeping any pets in the house because obviously the grandparents or they did not like having pets in the house. But later on, he kind of forced me to adopt a kitten. And that was just the start because we never looked back then. Because when you keep a pet, obviously you see how love he is capable of giving and how he becomes a member of the family. And then obviously you see how he sometimes falls sick and you rush to the vet. So that motivated us because we knew that they have feelings, they get sick, they want love. So all the animals that have nobody to take care of them, the street animals, that was the passion that we started our activism with because obviously they get sick and there's no one to give them help or take care of them. So we thought that maybe with our activism we can force the government to declare them state animals, not street animals, because state animals will get protection, which is a internationally recognized rule for all animals, that they should have protection of life. They should be not be afraid of hunger, thirst. They should be protected from all these things. So state is not doing its responsibility. So obviously activists like me, we try to do our own bit in a very small way.
Perfect. Give love and promote humanity. Thank you so much, Ayeza Sahaba.
Most right.